I'm Belle and welcome to my channel. If you want to know how Australia is conducting their citizenship during pandemic, just keep on watching and I will explain to you how it's done. So without further ado, let's jump in. Finally, I did my virtual citizenship ceremony and it only took maybe less than 10 minutes. I want to speak to you about it, but before that, I will go through with you the process, because the last video that I posted on this channel is when I took my citizenship test. I haven't discussed with you what's written on the paper. Before I discuss with you my ceremony today, I want to give you after I did my test, what happened next. Some of you are interested on what's the process and that. So yeah, this is what I showed you before. This is the one that they gave to me after I passed the citizenship test, but it doesn't guarantee that I will be approved for the citizenship, because they need to verify everything that I told them, all the documents that I presented. At least I finished my test, and that's the time when they started to verify everything. So it says here, congratulations, you passed the Australian citizenship test. I won't be reading this all to you. I've written down some information that I wanted to share with you with this paper. So they said that each application is assessed individually. So even if you applied with your son or with your husband, each citizenship won't be like when they approve you, they will approve your husband or any member of your family. And so because of that, they cannot guarantee you how long will be the process. Just in case the case officer found that they need to ask for more documents, they will tell you the deadlines in a way. So you need to submit everything within the deadlines that they give you, just in case they ask for additional documents. After they assess everything, they will give you a letter, maybe hard copy or soft copy, maybe by mail or by email. So they will tell you what's their decision. It's important that when you go to your citizenship test, you bring all your documents. All the documents that you provide in your application need to bring all the original copies. Make sure that all the details is correct, so you won't have any problem when they assessed you. During my citizenship test, she asked me if you want to change my name, because you are allowed to change your name here in Australia before they approve your citizenship. So you need to probably talk to your case officer or the lady that's in the immigration if you're planning to change your name, just in case after the ceremony, after you become Australian citizen, you can also change your name, but you will have to complete and submit Form 119. It's a application of evidence of your Australian citizenship before you can change your name after they approve your citizenship or after you pledge for your citizenship. So attending the ceremony, that time Australia is not in lockdown yet. So that time this letter applies. So they said I need to wait at least 6 months. Once your Australian citizenship application has been approved, within 6 months you will have your ceremony, and usually they do it in their local council or in a place where they agreed to do the ceremony for the citizenship. 4 weeks prior to the citizenship, you will receive a letter from them about the approval of your citizenship and the schedule of your pledge. After you got approved, within 6 months, you will have to have your citizenship pledge. And after 1 year, since your citizenship was approved and you haven't have your oath or your pledge, your citizenship approval may be cancelled. So that's not good. So during the interview, before you get your test, they will ask you about your future travel, because that's when they know when they will schedule you for the citizenship ceremony. It's better to tell them about your travel plans, because they will have to schedule you when you are in Australia. And also, just in case that your visa will expire, make sure you settle those, because even if you have a scheduled ceremony, but if your permanent resident expire, you need to apply for a return visa to be able to re-enter Australia. So make sure your visa is not expiring when you go on holiday. Okay? For example, you're a Filipino like me and you're planning to travel, and even though you've been approved for citizenship in Australia, you need to use your current passport and use your permanent visa because you haven't had your pledge. So I covered everything. On the mail, after a week, I received this letter. Okay, it came from the Minister of the Immigration. On this letter, it was dated on the day that I took my test. So after I took the tests, they already came up to an approval. So it means that all the paperwork that I presented is good. They don't have a doubt about my identity, and I provided everything, and I passed the tests. And yeah, so the same day they sent me this letter. So I received it, I don't know, after 3 days, but I only checked my mailbox after a week. This is a notification of approval for my Australian citizenship. I will also discuss with you what's inside this letter. So this is the next letter that you will receive when you pass your Australian citizenship test. He was still explaining that my citizenship pledge will happen in the next 6 months. Like, this is the start of the counting. So this is the day when they approve me for my citizenship. After 1 year, after this date, and I haven't have my ceremony, they will cancel my citizenship. So some people, it's okay for them. They don't want to be a citizen in Australia yet, so they keep their permanent resident and they just renew their permanent resident every 5 years. I will receive a letter from the immigration regarding my citizenship pledge. Making a pledge to Australia is the only way you can be a citizen. So you can't say that I want to be a citizen, but I don't want to pledge for Australia. That won't be happening. So that's very important to attend your ceremony. On this letter, he was also explaining that after 1 year, since they approve your citizenship and you haven't have your pledge, they will cancel your application, your citizenship application. It says here might. So they are open to reasons, and if you have a valid reason why, they might consider not canceling your citizenship approval. So today, after I commenced the Australian citizenship pledge, my permanent residence already stopped. I'm no longer a permanent resident here in Australia. I am a full-fledged Australian citizen now. So all the details regarding my permanent residence will stop from today. And those documents, I cannot use it anymore. Even going out of Australia, I need to apply for my Australian passport. I'm no longer a Filipino citizen now, unless I will apply for a dual citizenship. So yeah, that's the one thing I need to think about as well. Once you become an Australian citizen, you need to apply for a passport before you can go out of Australia. So that will be our next step. But before that, I will discuss with you about the letter that I received from the Department of Home Affairs last July 6. On February 27, I did my tests for Australian citizenship test. And on the same day, they approved me for my citizenship. On the 6th of July, I received an email from virtual ceremony in Queensland telling me about the schedule of my citizenship ceremony. Because of what's happening right now, you can't go outside. They have a safety measure in place, so they did the citizenship now via online through Webex. So it's Cisco Webex. You can use phone or tablet or laptop. I already have my Cisco Webex on my phone because that's what I use to have my worship service, in our church. But I prefer to use the laptop because I want to film using my phone. This letter, they will ask you if you want to participate or not. So this is not like mandatory. So you can have your say if you don't want to participate or you want to participate in the upcoming ceremony. So I don't see you apply for your citizenship and this is the moment that you're waiting for. I don't see a reason why you wouldn't take this chance to have your pledge. You need to reply on those emails that you're interested, because if you didn't do anything, it means you're not interested. So just in case you have a migration agent, your migration agent will receive this letter for you and they will send you these details. If you have family and they also approve for citizenship ceremony, they can also join online ceremony with you. But you have to provide their name as well and their details. So they will call you on your mobile phone and you need to have the Webex installed. Also, they said in this letter that they will tell you when your citizenship will be and it will last only for 15 minutes. They are also advising you to have your identification with you, like your driver's license or your passport showing the details, your name. If you have a middle name, they will have to look at it, about your birthday, so they need all those details to be confirmed that it is you that's taking the citizenship ceremony. There will be a presiding officer and you need to repeat after them, okay, during the pledge. So they're giving you a privilege not to use under God on the first sentence, because on the first sentence from this time forward you can just stop there, but you can also use under God. I prefer to use under God. It's also advising that after your ceremony you receive your citizenship certificate after 3 weeks. I replied to this email showing my interest to attend in one of those ceremonies. Just 3 days after, they sent me a letter. I received an email from them. This is another email from them telling me about the exact date and time of my citizenship. So on this email on July 9, they were telling me about my ceremony details. So it happened today on the 15th of July 2020, and it'll be on 1 p.m. So they are inviting me to participate in a virtual ceremony for my citizenship pledge. And the process of this ceremony will take up to 15 minutes. They're explaining if you are unable to attend, there will be just limited slots for this. There will be limited opportunity for you to be rescheduled, so I reckon you need to take the first offer for you and don't take it for granted, because it just shows you're not that interested, unless your situation is between life and death, and that will be fine. But if you're not doing anything and you just decline your citizenship pledge, rescheduling it'll be hard, because they said there is a limited opportunity for reschedule. This email, they're also telling you to prepare for your ceremony, so that on the day of the ceremony you already have your documents, because the presiding officer will ask for your documents, showing that you are the person that's gonna receive the citizenship, driver's license or passport. So accessing Webex, they provided a link on this letter how you can install Webex on laptop. When you're using phone or tablet, you can also access it from Apple App Store or Google Play. Also on this meeting, they will provide you a join meeting. When you already install the app on your phone, you can just click straight away the join meeting. For privacy reason, you are not allowed to film this, probably, but the presiding officer, you can't. So I'm still thinking probably I just get a clip from there, so you can see how I did my citizenship test, how it's done. In case they said there will be a problem during a ceremony, for example, the connection fails, and that they will have to reschedule you if you haven't established the connection again. So they will have to reschedule for another ceremony. After you become Australian citizen, you will have the responsibility to vote on the election. So in Australia, you need to vote, because if you don't, you will pay $50 Australian dollar. So, but if you're below 18, you're not compulsory. Of course, you can't vote when you're under 18. So it's just for 18 and above. At least, being an Australian citizen, you will have your say in this country through your vote. So it's good, it's good to be part of the country's progress. And also, as I explained, you can join the military. Now I'm a citizen, I can join in the military if I want to, or run for politics, but sorry, it's not my thing. It's one of your rights when you become a citizen. You can run for any position as long as you meet all the requirements for that. Before you apply for Australian passport, you just wait for our Australian certificate first, because I think that's one of the requirements for our passport. They also provide in this letter the link to where to apply the Australian passport. And today I will discuss with you what happened. So today is the 15th of July. 1 hour has passed since I commenced my citizenship pledge. On Cisco Webex, since I use laptop, I didn't expect that they will call me. Though I read it on the email, but it's not clear to me until I had this ceremony now. I opened the Cisco Webex on my laptop, and another one, my phone is filming. I use this phone for the calls, but I don't know how really to use this one. This is Huawei P30 Lite. I'm not really used to using this. I put my SIM in here, and then on the Cisco Webex, you will see yourself there, you will see your preview, and they have an option for audio where you can choose the option call me, I'll call you, similar like that, or no audio, or call me on my laptop. So yeah, I don't know. So I prefer to just they call me. So I just put there call me. This one ring. Well, it's on the clip anyway, and there is a voice there telling me if you're accessing the citizenship blah blah blah, press 1. But I don't know where the keypad is, so I'm not used to using this. Really, I'm not using this. So I was like, because I saw the clock, so I was like panicking. Oh, maybe my citizenship pledge, have a problem that it won't be happening. Quickly I get the SIM there and put in here on my S6. So that's where I saw the lady on the cam. I was speaking to a presiding officer. She's a lady, I don't want to tell her name, but yeah. So she was explaining to me about what will happen, and before we did the pledge, she asked me about my detail first, my name, my birthday, and my address. It happened that I only told her my first name and my last name, and then she verifies that if I have a middle name, and I said yes, I have a middle name. And so she asked me for my ID, and then that's the time she verified everything, and she explains to me that we will have the ceremony and we will have the pledge, and then I just repeat after her. I thought I'm gonna do this to pledge for it, but yeah, it doesn't happen, so you just have to just say it. And then she asked me also if I prefer to use under God or not, and I said I'm fine to use under God because yeah, God's with me anyway. So I just repeat after her, but I have a paper where I read those so I don't miss any words in there. After that, she explains to me that I will receive my citizenship certificate via registered mail after 3 weeks. She told me to register in the voter list, about applying for a passport as well as if I want to travel. So that's basically it. Maybe it's less than 10 minutes. Yeah. So I'm a full-fledged Australian citizen now. Anyway, I hope you learned something from this experience and how virtual ceremony is happening here in Australia for the citizenship pledge. Yeah, this is something different from before, but we need to adapt for the changes. Anyway, I'm just so happy, and I am celebrating today about my most awaited moment here in Australia. Anyway, I hope you learned something from this, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more video updates regarding my citizenship journey and other contents that I'm producing in this channel. So before I end this video, I want to shout out to my family, to my mom and to my dad, Marcelo and Isabella, and to my brothers, Marco, Eric, Wilson, Erwin, and to my sister-in-law, Ate Hanji, Ate Belle, Ate Bea, and Jovi, and to all my nephew and nieces. I don't want to name names because you're a lot, and I hope you're doing alright. So anyway, I hope you like this video. Bye!